Alright, hello there. Yesterday I went dumpster diving for the first time, and I thought it would be ironic to do a dumpster diving haul instead of like a standard thrift haul or beauty haul. And so, yeah, basically yesterday was August 31st, and like that's just like a crazy day for moving in, especially in Boston with all the students. And I walked by a lot of furniture being left out on the streets, like overfilled? I guess overfilled, yes, or overflowing dumpsters. And I thought it'd be an adventure to like kind of dig through it and see what was left behind, especially since I want to try to be more conscious of like what I'm consuming and not wasting things. And so I'll start off with this shelf, this kind of storage unit, which was also left behind, and it made for a very handy storage space for everything that I found in this sketchy alleyway in Brookline. I guess it wasn't that sketchy, but it was the perfect place to go dumpster diving because number one, it was in a pretty discreet location, so I wasn't like out on the street for everyone to see. I think like obviously there's like a stigma with dumpster diving, not that I think there should be. I think if anything it should be more stigmatized to like waste stuff that's perfectly usable. So at least like I wasn't, in broad daylight just digging through trash. But another thing that was great was that a lot of the stuff there was not actually in a dumpster. I'll put up a picture so you can see, but basically like there were a lot of things just kind of outside and near the trash bins, so it wasn't like I was swimming through rancid food, though there was bacon. But it's not like I was like it wasn't very gross. So like if any time is the time to dumpster dive, it's now during move-in season when there's like not enough space in the actual dumpsters so that you're not actually in the dumpster. But anyways, to get started, I think the first thing I found in this drawer, no, not this drawer. Oh, so the first thing I found, and probably one of the best finds, was two pairs of shoes. I don't know if you can see them super well, but these are actually like the classic, I guess they're not Reeboks, I thought they were Reeboks, but they're like the classic Adidas shoes. They're pretty worn down. They're kind of dirty as you can see, but they're still very wearable. And they're actually in my size, so I can pull them on there, do a little modeling. So they're actually in my size. I don't know that I'm going to keep them or anything. I might end up donating them, just because I have a pair of white shoes already, but I thought it was pretty cool that I could find like perfectly wearable shoes in my size, especially since like I have really small feet. These are 6, so that was amazing. And then the second pair of shoes, which is like in amazing condition, like you can see that like there's still tag residue, and they're basically like these chunky Oxford heels, which like I actually had to give away my Oxfords when I was moving the last time, just because I didn't have enough space in my suitcases. So I'm gonna put these on and do another little modeling. Ugh, all right, I'm gonna get these on. But like I'm not a big fan of heels, but these are actually really comfortable just because they're so chunky. And so I'm pretty excited about these. I definitely will be trying to wear these at least once. Okay. Alright, so that was probably the best find of the day. Other than this drawer, which has wheels actually. So like we like could roll it with all our stuff, which is amazing. Let's see. There was a ton of food, which, like, a lot of it was perfectly edible. There were, I don't know where they went. Well, we did find some Trader Joe's Saturn peaches, like those flat white peaches, and they're usually pretty expensive. So that was pretty cool. They weren't, like, the freshest in the world, but they were still edible, and we actually ate them, which is why I can't find the package anymore. But there was a ton of Trader Joe's stuff. Like take a look at this pumpkin pancake and waffle mix, which is like perfect for fall. So it was open, but the package itself is totally intact. Obviously you're taking a risk if you go dumpster diving, like maybe someone did mess with this and tamper with it, and maybe I'll be poisoned or die from something. But, you know, like, you just have to take a risk and live your life. So I'm excited to make pancakes and waffles with these. What else is there? There was some seaweed. I guess, I don't know what to do with this. I think it's like sushi seaweed. It's not like the salty, crunchy seaweed that you eat as a snack. So I guess like I can do something with that. I think that the alleyway where I was between apartment complexes where there are a lot of international students, particularly Asian international students. And so what I think happened was that they were just leaving to go back home. And so they just threw everything away, which like I'm not gonna like criticize people or anything, but like I feel like there are better things to do with perfectly good food, so I'm glad that we were able to find this. There was a cutting board, which is good, and it's in pretty good condition. Obviously we'll have to sanitize this pretty well. I don't want to like, again, there are risks associated with dumpster diving, so you shouldn't just like eat everything right away without inspecting it, or just start using a cutting board without disinfecting it. Like we have to continue wiping down these drawers. But other than that, what was there? There was a bunch of tea packets, and so they're like still in good shape. Trader Joe's chamomile English breakfast. And so I'm not worried about that just because they're in packaging. I'm not going to show you everything because there's just a lot of food and it probably would be boring. But there were also some ramen packets, and there are all artificially flavored meats. So this one's halal, I think. This one, it doesn't say in particular, but I think they might actually be vegetarian because they're artificially flavored. But in either way, like, you know, I like to eat plant-based, but if it comes to saving food from being wasted, I'll eat whatever. I actually did a blog post about wastitarianism, which is basically that sort of philosophy. You like are plant-based, you have a plant-based diet unless people are going to throw away food, you kind of like try to save it. So I'll link that below. But yeah, there's a lot of like packets of noodles, so that's amazing. Oh, this one's kind of open, but I mean they're dry, so it's not like they're unsafe to eat or anything. This one's not open at all, like some Asian noodles. Some, I don't know, more Asian noodles. And then in this drawer, there was like a tiny bit of Tide left, so I figured might as well use it. Laundry detergent is really expensive now. Chocolate sticks, they're actually pretty bad. I started eating this one and the chocolate, you know how like chocolate gets dry and it like looks kind of like, it starts looking kind of white and crumbly. It wasn't that great. Maybe this one will be better, but it's like pretty decent Trader Joe's chocolate. And there were also hot chocolate sticks, which I'm excited to try. I feel like this would hopefully be a little bit tastier because you're going to put it in a liquid anyway, so it doesn't matter if it's dry. There's some eggs, and they haven't expired yet. The expiry date is September 7th. You probably can't read it, but like these are large brown fresh grade A eggs, I guess. And there are 4 of them left, and they're in perfect condition. They're not cracked at all, so I'm definitely going to be saving those. And also perfectly fine head of garlic. So that's pretty exciting because everyone, well not everyone I guess, but it's very useful in cooking. And just a bunch of other stuff like napkins, tampons and pads. I don't know about the tampons, especially if they're like I guess they're wrapped, so I guess they're safe. And like the pads are also wrapped, so those are safe as well. But other than that, we also found a couple items of furniture. I'll put some photos up, but there was a striped armchair. It's a little bit gross, but you know, armchairs you can usually take the covering off and wash that. And there was a really nice black drawer. I guess a black, I don't know if it's a drawer really. It's more of a black storage kind of unit. A shelf, that's the word. And so I'll let you see those. So, I mean, that was really it. I don't want to keep rambling on. But I thought it was pretty cool how you could find some awesome items in good condition, still edible, still usable, sometimes not even open. I mean, there's everything from shoes to food, even like from Trader Joe's, even Asian food, even chocolate, and a ton of furniture, obviously, because people are moving in and out and don't know what to do with their furniture. So I would highly recommend going dumpster diving if it's something that even remotely interests you. I mean, it is an adventure. It's a way to prevent things from being thrown away, and it's also just a way to get free stuff, which is awesome, especially if you're like recently out of college or just in college. It's a great way to save money, like just beyond all the environmental, flowery reasons. So I hope you liked this dumpster diving haul. I don't know if I'm gonna do more of these. I definitely like find dumpster diving is kind of addictive, just because there's like a ton of stuff to be found and a ton of stuff to be saved. I think YouTube videos are kind of annoying to make, because I think they like take a lot of time to edit, and like you gotta talk, and that's scary. So I don't know if I'm gonna make more, but in the rare chance that I do, you can subscribe if you want. I'll also link to my blog, which I regularly post on, because I can type and I don't sound as awkward. So I'll see you next time, maybe.